Before we begin, please hit that like button and subscribe to keep these deep dives coming. Right, so welcome to today's explainer. Today, we're tackling something super specific, incredibly annoying, and honestly surprisingly common, a completely dead, non-responsive Windows key. We're going to take a frustrating hardware failure and turn it into a total masterclass on system troubleshooting, using a really structured approach to get your keyboard back in action.
So why is your Windows key just dead? Man, it is instantly aggravating when this happens, right? I mean, that one little key tucked down in the corner is literally your command center for the whole OS. It brings up your start menu in a flash, and it's the anchor for all those muscle memory shortcuts. Snapping windows, grabbing quick screenshots, locking your screen. When it suddenly breaks, you're missing a fundamental tool. It kind of feels like trying to type with one hand tied behind your back. To get this sorted, we're going to run through a quick tech triage. We'll hit physical hardware checks first, move into system diagnostics, hunt down some sneaky Windows settings, and finally look at remapping your keys if all else fails. Let's get into it.
Number 1, physical hardware checks. You know the drill, we always want to look at the tangible stuff before we start messing with code or digging into OS settings. Okay, so first up, just give the key a press. Does it feel kind of mushy, crunchy, like maybe there's some crumb from yesterday's lunch stuck under there? If so, carefully pop the cap off and clean it out. Check your manual first, obviously. Also, look at the big picture here. Are you wired? Check for a frayed cable. Had a coffee spill recently? You might need to look into a warranty or a repair. Wireless? Check that battery. Maybe just leave it on the charger for a bit. Oh, and of course, the golden rule of IT definitely applies. Just unplug it and plug it back in. You'd be amazed how often forcing Windows to re-register the device just magically fixes the whole shebang. Now, if it's all clean and plugged in but still acting completely dead, we need to isolate the issue. Enter the classic A/B test. Just plug a completely different working keyboard into your rig. If the Windows key works on that second keyboard, well, you've definitely got a hardware issue with your main board. But if the new keyboard's Windows key is also dead, wow, okay, that actually proves your hardware is totally fine and Windows itself is the one acting up. Which brings us to part 2, system diagnostics. We've officially ruled out the plastic and springs, so now we hunt for deeper software bugs or corrupted files. See, when Windows is missing critical files, basic stuff like registering a keystroke can just randomly fail. To fix this, we're going to use the System File Checker, or SFC. And hey, don't let the words Windows PowerShell freak you out. We aren't doing any intense hacker coding here. Just think of SFC as a built-in little repair bot for your OS. It just scans its own architecture and patches up anything that looks broken.
Here is exactly how you deploy that bot. First, right-click the Start menu. Kind of ironic using your mouse to fix the keyboard, I know. And hit Windows PowerShell Admin. Once that's open, just type sfc/scan now and hit Enter. Let it do its thing. After that finishes, type chkdsk/r. Now, because Windows is actively running, it can't check the disk right at that exact second. It'll ask if you want to run the scan on your next reboot. Just type Y for yes and manually restart. Windows will take a few minutes on startup to hunt down and squash any file system errors that might be blocking your keystrokes.
All right, part 3, sneaky Windows settings. Because what if your hardware is perfect? Your system files are pristine, but you're still getting absolute silence from that key. Well, the culprit might actually be a feature that's trying to help you. It's called filter keys. Basically, this is an accessibility feature in Windows designed to ignore accidental or really brief keystrokes for folks who might need lower keyboard sensitivity. The catch? It is so incredibly easy to turn on by accident. If it's on, your computer might literally be ignoring your Windows key presses because it assumes you're just making a mistake. So let's make sure your PC isn't giving you the silent treatment on purpose. Here's your path. Right-click Start, hit Settings. Go to Ease of Access. Then find Keyboard on the sidebar. Scroll down until you see Use Filter Keys. If that toggle is on, flip it off. I am telling you, it's absolutely wild how many quote-unquote broken keyboards are instantly revived just by flipping this one single switch. Finally, part 4, remapping your keys. Let's say we go all the way back to step 1 and you realize your hardware actually is fried. The switch is dead, but you really don't want to buy a new keyboard today. Enter the key transplant. We can literally just bypass the dead hardware. Think about it. You definitely have keys on that board you almost never touch. For most of us, that's the lonely right control key. Using some simple third-party software, we can basically tell Windows, hey, Whenever I press this perfectly good right control key, just pretend I press the Windows key. It is a brilliant software workaround for a really frustrating physical problem.
To pull this off, we use a super lightweight utility called SharpKeys. Once it's installed, it's a total breeze. Open it up, hit Add. On the left side, pick the function you want, so Special, Left Windows. Then on the right side, pick the actual physical key you're going to press, like that unused right control. Hit OK, and then actually scratch that. Don't forget this part, it's crucial. Click Write to Registry. That bakes the change deep into Windows itself. Give your device a quick restart, and boom, your neglected control key is now your shiny new Windows key.
So the big takeaway here, 1. Just one single broken key should absolutely never ruin your workflow, and it definitely shouldn't force you to immediately trash an otherwise perfectly good piece of hardware. By running through this triage method, we take the power back. Like our source material wisely points out, unless you actually want to unlearn your most basic Windows skills, you really need to fix that key. You rely on that muscle memory every single day, snapping windows, searching, grabbing screenshots. You shouldn't have to rewire your brain just because a little piece of plastic gave up. This explainer is all about giving you the tools to reclaim your productivity on your own terms.
And, it leaves us with kind of a wild thought to wrap up on. How much of our high-speed, digital, software-driven lives relies entirely on a single, fragile piece of plastic sitting on a tiny metal spring? It's literally the physical bridge between your brain and the screen. But as we saw today, when that physical bridge collapses, a little bit of software know-how can build you a brand new one in seconds. Keep mastering your tools, keep troubleshooting, and definitely don't let a dead key slow you down. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.